Hey, this is Rick Tobin with the Hotel Happenings, Beachside Marketing, the Happenings groups. And I am here with a friend of mine, Brett Normandeau, and wanted to introduce you to him and hear a lot about. He's an expert with telephone systems, and frankly, I've been ignoring my telephone system for a long time because these things, once you set them up, they can be a lot of work, they can be confusing. Uh, but the technology is changing so much. And if you have somebody who really knows the system, I was talking to Brett the other day and he said, hey, let me take a look at yours. And, he knows his way around and could do stuff that would be very difficult, frankly, for me to do or for me to learn how to do. And he was familiar with my particular phone system. I'm sure he's familiar with a lot of phone systems. Brett, tell us a little bit about what you do and how, frankly, how you got into it.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. I appreciate the time with you to talk about it. I started the business in 1990 with my father. I was a licensed electrician at the time in Massachusetts, working a lot at University of Massachusetts. And my father was just retiring from AT&T at 50 years old. And he wasn't ready to hang it up yet. He still wanted to work. And I needed some more work. I just got my electrical license. So I knew commercial cabling. He knew the telephone system side. So we started our business January 1st of 1990, and we've been doing it ever since. And we focus really on business telecommunications, their business phone systems, and that's then expanded into schools and municipalities that we handle.
Okay, so there's a lot of technology that's been coming out in the last few years, especially for a dinosaur like me that we had simple phone systems and the technology I know is advanced. How hard is it for somebody to jump in and what kind of things are you seeing that most amaze people now that they can do with their phone systems?
Yeah, so they've come so drastically far in the past few years. Now we've got unified communications, which is really, there's a lot of different terminology around it and meanings behind it. But really what it means is it's bringing more ways to communicate together into a single platform. So you have your telephone system, you may have your video conferencing, your conference calls, your chat, your SMS texting, some file sharing, all under one single platform so you can communicate more quickly and more efficiently, really, which in the end saves people time, effort, and increases their productivity.
Okay, and I looked at a lot of research several years ago when I was getting my phone system, which you told me is a great phone system for what I'm doing. I'm sure that different systems work for different people. One of the big factors is, for me, it takes a lot of time to look at all the literature, the brochures, the claims to understand it. Do you work with a lot of different platforms?
I do, yes, I do work with a lot of different platforms. And I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart. A lot of times you'll deal with or see people that will be approaching you to sell their phone service, but they may only have one service that they're selling, and that's it. So you get what they're selling. I focus on providing a lot of different services, and I talk to the customer to figure out, all right, which platform do you really fit into that's going to be best for your business? And they're not all the same at all. They may have a lot of the similar features, but maybe it's the how they're structured. Is it a long-term contract? Is it a short-term contract? Do they have just bundled minutes? So there's a lot of different ways to go about it. So I work with actually a peer group that I've been involved with for about 10 years now. And we get together twice a year and we talk about best practices, who's doing what works, what has good support, what doesn't, and what's competitive on the market, and which, to be honest, which businesses are doing well and which are hemorrhaging money. So, we focus on all that, and then we come to a consensus, and we have a group that we can pull from should we need it. So that's been really helpful.
I know one of the great things you did for me, is my phone system had a lot of capabilities that I didn't even know existed. And there was another platform that I could upgrade to, but that was frankly it was a daunting task for me, and I was looking at that was going to take, and you went online, you shared screens, you knew your way around the back end, you showed me like which button to hit, what to type where. Do you see that a lot where people maybe have a phone system that they haven't been utilizing, and there's a lot of great features that they just don't know about or haven't done the research because they're running their own business.
Right. And that's exactly it. You're not in the telephone system business. You're in business to sell hotels and do marketing. So that's not your business. You may work at it when you're originally setting it up, and maybe you start to get a little familiarized with it, but then a couple of years pass by and you haven't touched it, haven't looked at it in years, and it's just overwhelming, the thought of having to deal with it. But that's where somebody like me can step in, and that's what I do every day, all day, is help people through that, navigate, whether it's adding another user or implementing a new feature that they want to implement, like SMS or chat, or maybe they need to set up a video conferencing call and they have no knowledge of how to do that. So that's what we do every day, and it's on different platforms that we focus on. So it's definitely dealing with a local person that knows your business and can help you navigate the system that you haven't touched in years. And really, that's what I want to do, is I want to keep you doing your business so that you can call me when you grow, you become more profitable. So.
And I'll tell you one thing that was really helpful is when I started with my phone system, the video conferencing wasn't great with that company, that particular company. And so I'm paying for Zoom. This interview is being recorded in Zoom, and frankly, Zoom has been evolving like crazy. It seems like every time I go to do this, there's more buttons, they're in different areas, they do different things, there's more options. But you also showed me that the system that came with my phone has pretty good ability to do this as well. So
yeah, that's right. And each platform is different. Some of the companies, white label or resell Zoom video conferencing as part of their platform, and a lot of other companies have their own platform, and they are all different.
Okay.
But you can integrate them. Like Zoom has their own telephone service that you can add onto your Zoom meetings.
Is that right? So I'll have to look at that. So two things specifics that I wanted to ask you about. I've heard you talk about assisted living facilities and what you can do with their phone systems and some special needs they might have. I do sell sometimes assisted living facilities and market them. What's the technology? What's the latest there?
Yeah, so we started working with larger facilities, working with schools, and they have unique needs that are around the classrooms and the school infrastructure. And one of that was getting notifications. If there's an issue, how do we notify people? How do staff notify parents and staff? So we started doing that through their existing paging system, which comes out of over the horns throughout the school. And then we found that, okay, well, now we can integrate that with sending out emails, sending out texts, lighting lights. So we can now do just about any notification based off of an event. That could be an event of a push button on a wall. It could be a lanyard with a Wi-Fi button that the teacher has around their neck. It could be a smoke detector. It could be a vape detection. So any of that that's going on in the school is typically similar going on to an assisted living facility. It may be a medical emergency. We have push buttons that you can mount on the wall. We have the lanyards that you can wear around their neck that when that's activated, it can create a rule. So it's really an event triggers a rules-based engine to do notifications or to make calls, getting in touch with emergency services. So all that now is tied into a platform that we can do so many things with that are really good for assisted living and education.
So a big organization like an ALF or a school, or you and I met through the Chamber of Commerce, maybe there's a weather event where they have to cancel a meeting and get it and let everybody know that it's canceled.
Correct.
That's now pretty easily implemented.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be emergency events. It can just be regular routine schedule events that now you want to notify people in a multitude of ways, whether it's fax, phone call, email, SMS, text, lighting a light, or making a page. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty
One
much
that
endless.
One that came out of left field, and I don't know if this is something you deal with, but we have a lot of people that have are snowbirds or here seasonally, and maybe they want to get notified if their power goes out, if their air conditioning or water heater, there's humidity detectors. Is that something that you do as well? I know that a lot of the security companies do that, but
Yeah, that those type of things are going to be more geared around security, your security system, because those are a small residential application. Typically, what I'm talking about are larger facilities that need much more capacity, other than just the notification of a light or a generator coming on, or a loss of power, or a water flow switch. Those type of things are typically done through the alarm company.
okay, and your tagline with the chamber is that you help people win at phone tag.
Yeah, yep,
So,
that's right.
so what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so because we're providing more ways to communicate, that's giving you more opportunities to reach the people or be reached in a multitude of ways. So that really minimizes the amount of phone tag that you're going back and forth. For instance, I was trying to reach an opportunity for a sale a couple of years ago, and I had kept calling and calling, and I always get his voicemail. And then I text enabled my phone number, and then instantly when I called him, because it was his cell phone gave me the automated response saying, I can see you're calling, I'll call you back shortly. And that was a text back to me. Well, now I knew I had a way of reaching to him. So I got right onto my phone and texted him through that. And it was, within a minute or two, I was talking with him. So
Fantastic.
it was just a great way to reach somebody in a different form and actually get through.
Okay, so who's the ideal? What's the ideal situation where somebody should pick up the phone and give you a call or text or
Yeah, you can
email?
either call or text. So we've text enabled all of our phone numbers. So our main phone number that's published, you can call or text that. And I certainly understand that people have been burned in the past. Back in the 1990s, some people were just getting their phone number pulled into a different carrier. So people had a lot of hesitation about changing anything to do with their phone system. And it had to do with that. And also, once you make the change, well, there's a little bit of pain in the change. There's a little bit of work for you to do. But that's where we step in. We really want to make sure that we help you through the process so it's not daunting, it's not overwhelming, and it's not painful, and you can keep running your business. So really, anybody that's, if you've had your phone system for a few years, give us a call. Let us take a look at it. Maybe there's another plan that you can get that gives you more features that you may use, or maybe it's just saving you a couple bucks a month. But we do it all.
Yeah, and I'll share with whoever's watching this. And I talked to Brett. We were talking about my phone system. He says, "You know what? You've got features that you're not taking advantage of that you can upgrade, and it's going to cost you less money. So what a
Right.
deal!" So he's
Yeah.
saving me money and getting me more features that'll help me make more money. And before we stop, before I have you give out your phone number, your contact information, whatever you want to give out. I just want to, we've also talked about a new problem that's out there that I wanted to make people aware of now with AI, with recorded phone calls, with being able to duplicate people's voices and what do they call it? The fake, real fake or whatever.
Yep.
But you told me how you solved this problem for somebody that had an elderly parent that was getting scam phone calls, and tell
Right.
what the option was there.
Yeah. So we had this business owner that they had just changed their phone systems to us. It's a cloud-based phone system. And then shortly thereafter, she was telling me about this issue she was having with her mother, was getting these spam phone calls, and it was really racking up a lot of expenses. People were charging her credit card. She was giving out her credit card to just about anybody. So a woman said, what can I do about this? So I said, well, why don't we take her phone number, route it into your business, and then you can answer it, or you can have your receptionist answer it. And at least there's a front end of, you know, a wall that they got to get over. So we did that, and then she answers the calls. And if it's really a good connection for her mother, she will transfer the call to her mother's house. And that's all done over the cloud. And it's minimized the amount of calls that her mother gets, and it's minimized the amount of spam that they're getting. So that was a great way to utilize the system in the cloud to make it easier.
Excellent. So now if somebody wants to get a hold of you and talk to you, find out what you can do for them, find out about their phone systems, find out about their phone trees, whatever they need to talk to you about, or may not even know what's out there and what's available. How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so there's two ways. You can, well, multiple ways, actually. You can call or text our main number, which is 954-678-4744. Or you can email us at brett@nti.link, L-I-N-K.
I wanted to also point out something else you told me was available for me to have my phone system, where I have a couple of businesses. I have the Beachside Marketing business, and I have Premier Hotel Realty. And you were telling me with that same phone system, I can have 2 auto attendants, and I can then see what numbers are coming in, and also schedule, hours so that my phone may only ring after hours for personal calls as opposed to business calls. So I won't get those 2 a.m. calls from somewhere else in the world that didn't realize I'm in what time zone I'm in. And so that was a great tip as well. So if anybody wants to get a hold of Brett and find out what features are available, or find out about a new system or switching systems, I'll also, if you didn't have a pen, we'll put that in the comments, how to get in touch with him. And there we go.
Great.
Anything I missed?
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
No, that's it. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
All right. My pleasure too.
I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.